So we got a 2009 Chevy Silverado 1500. We're gonna be replacing the lights. You can see there how they're all foggy. Tried buffering it out and that lasted for a little bit, and then now it's just fogged up again. So decided to be completely replace them, and let's see what we can do. So first thing you want to do is you want to open up your new lights and make sure, kind of inspect it, make sure you don't have any cracks. Make sure it's the right part, the right fit. Check your wiring harnesses back here. Make sure everything's good there. This one's good. Looks like it has some cracks, but that's actually just the saran wrap coating. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna have to take this piece off here. So you got like a little trim removal piece. We're gonna just put in here and wedge these out. Now we're gonna remove this, set that to the side. Okay, now we're gonna come over here to our next light. So remember, we're gonna take these two off here, and that gives us a little bit of wiggle room to come in and get this bolt that's underneath here. Now, if you're not able to get your wrench inside there, you can also come through and take this bolt off here and go through the tire well, and then that will give you some more room to get up in here and get that. So I'm trying to do it without having to take the tire off. So I was with an extension and undoing those two first, and then putting a little upper pressure, I was able to get that bolt in there on that other one and get it to come off. So let's go ahead and get that done. Also, another thing on this bolt in here, we don't have to take that one completely out. We can just loosen it up and leave it in the hole, okay? So we're not gonna take this bottom one out. We're gonna take these top two completely out. Here and here, we're gonna take those completely out, and then the one down here, we're just gonna loosen it up. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take these 4 bolts off here, and then that'll take this whole front grill off. All right, so we got those bolts removed on the top for the grill. Now if you pull on it, you'll see there's still a little bit more holding it. So there's gonna be some clips that you're gonna have to get to. So you can see there's one down there. There's 4 in the middle, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 down here. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do, basically on these clips, you can get some needle nose pliers or some just regular pliers maybe. So we're gonna kind of squeeze this, and then we're gonna pull at the same time. So we're gonna do it on all these. We're gonna kind of squeeze here and then pull. Well, push with this hand, pull with the other. All right, so I'm gonna put this down and we'll be right back. We got the grill off. It takes a little bit of maneuvering on those clips there. Just kind of pinch down with the needle nose pliers and kind of pull from the other side. Got to do a little bit of wiggling, but finally got it all out. Okay, so now you can see this light. The lights are now free and ready to come out. Basically what you're gonna do is just kind of pull here and wiggle, and you can kind of see that it's curved. So we're just gonna kind of keep pulling and wiggling. Okay, this is gonna take 2 hands, but you get the idea. Same thing on the other side. Just kind of pull and wiggle. Remember that we didn't completely unbolt that bottom one, and it's still loose and coming out. These two we take completely off. All right, so I'm gonna put this down while I do that. So in trying to slide this thing out, the light out, we're running into this right here. Okay, so as soon as you get it out about that much, what we're gonna do is we're gonna push down on the light, and we just have to get past this barrier here. So we're gonna push down on it and pull it out. And I'm gonna do 2 hands for that, and then I'll get back to you. So with 2 hands on the top here, kind of got here and pulled down. And you can see now that it's popped out. Okay, so we're gonna pull that out the rest of the way. There we go. Okay, we're gonna disconnect this wire harness here, and then we're gonna be ready to put the new one in. All right, once we have the headlight out, to remove the wire harness, you're gonna look on the back side here. You're just gonna push that in right here, and then put your hand on this lower part, put your other hand up here, squeeze this, and then it'll pull right off. Now, if you check the lights that you got to replace and see if it has the bulbs. If it does not have the bulbs, you're gonna wanna take the bulbs out of these old ones or get new ones. If while you're in here, might as well get some new ones. but check that if you need the bulbs or not. And that's where your bulbs are, in here. And then your blinkers bulbs are over here on these sides here. All right, so we got our new light here, and the way these came, you can tell like the wiring harness is on the bottom, and then that's how you know which one is your left and which one is your right. Okay, so we just take our old harness. This one already has lights in it, so we're good to go there. So all you have to do is plug your wiring harness in. Make sure you hear a little snap in there. It may take 2 hands to do that in a little bit, but make sure you get that on there firm, and then go ahead and turn your truck on and check your lights, check your blinkers, make sure everything is good. So turn the car on, check the lights are good. Check the blinkers are good, the high beams. So everything's good to go. I'm gonna start putting the new lights back in. Now, if you wanna see here, this is the bolt that we didn't undo all the way and that we came through the bumper to get. So now you can kind of see what that looks like. So what I did is I went ahead and loosened it up a little bit more to make room, to make sure our gap fits. So you can see right here, right there, we're gonna get that inside there, and then we're gonna go back in there and tighten that up. But remember, you don't have to take that all the way out. All right, so we're gonna just kind of reverse the way we did it. We put it in, slide it out, put pressure down. So we're gonna do the same thing, put pressure on it, pop it in, and then slide it over. All right, so that first one went in really easily, goes in easier than it does coming out. But when you put the light in here, you're gonna butt it up basically against here and then here on the bottom. Okay, and then that's where we're gonna start over here, and then we're gonna kind of push down and go in. I'm gonna need another hand for that, but that's basically the idea. You're kind of tilted here, and then we're gonna push down, and then that's gonna create a little gap, and then we're gonna be in there, but it takes 2 hands. We got both of the lights in now. Okay, so now we're just gonna put in our bolts back in, push it up, put that one in there. And we had our second one here. Kind of have to line it up with the holes. Okay, get the idea. Putting that one in, and then we're gonna go down here again, and we're gonna get that one that's in that slot there. Hopefully we can get back in here. If not, again, we can go through this tire well here if we need some more room there. So I just realized I don't want to jeopardize these brand new lights by forcing the socket in there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go through the tire well, like as we said is our second option, so we can kind of see what that looks like. So that actually comes out of there pretty easily, and then just kind of pull it back. And now we're going to stick our hand in our space right here, and then we can work our way up to where we can see that bolt in there, and we're going to be able to get right on it. It's going to take me 2 hands. So make a little space in there, put your hand up in there, and you can access that bolt, tighten it down without having to squeeze it in and potentially scratch your bumper or your new light. Now that we got the bottom one snug in there, I'm going to come up here and get these in a little bit tighter. Now you don't want to over tighten because you don't want to crack that plastic, so make sure you get it tight enough to hold, but not so tight that you start snapping that plastic. Okay, I think we got those pretty firm there. So I realized it's a little bit tight to get that socket wrench in there, so I just took the 10mm socket and then stuck my hand in there to get it tight. Just kind of turning it with the socket itself and get that nice and tight with that, and then you can come back in and finish it off with a crescent wrench here. Tested the lights and everything is good, so now I'm trying to put the grill back on. So you just kind of line up these same deals here, little snap-in places with the slots that they go into, kind of line it up, and plop it in. Okay, that's it. You just put the bolts in the top of the grill there, and now we got our new lights. Boom. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So one more thing, now that we've got everything installed, now the way that we're going to adjust our lights is through this white thing right here. Okay, you're going to turn that some ways, and then it's going to move, kind of adjust how the light is inside of there. You're going to need to do that on both sides. Look up a different video for exactly how to calibrate that. There's distances and light beams that you're looking for in certain directions. So, but that's what you're going to be turning right there, is that white thing. All right, thanks. Peace out.